Hey, what's up? It's Angel again from Club Bilingue Toastmasters. This week's lesson, we're going to be talking a little bit about fear. The fear of public speaking. I want you to think, why is it that people are so afraid to speak in public? Why? In developmental psychology, they taught us that as babies, we're only born with two basic fears. The fear of loud noises and the fear of heights, of falling. So where do we get this fear of public speaking? I want to propose two possible sources for this fear. One is our self-image. And you might want to think, oh, I have a poor self-image. That's why I can't speak in public. But that's only part of the problem. I want you to think about how you think about yourself. If you're afraid to go up in public and speak, give a speech, or even do an icebreaker, why? What are you thinking about yourself? If you have a poor self-image, if you feel that you're really not good enough to be a public speaker, and you tell yourself, I'm not good enough, my voice is not good enough, my projection is not good enough, I say too many ahs, too many ums, my technique is bad. If you keep telling this to yourself again and again and again, you're going to be a person that's so afraid of going up in front of an audience, there is no way you're going to want to do your icebreaker or any of your other speech projects. Think about this. What is your image of yourself? And if it's anything less than I am enough to be a good speaker, there's something wrong. Where did you get this idea that you were not a good speaker? Was it an experience that you had in high school maybe? Maybe you went up to the front of the class to give an answer and you messed up and the class laughed, or you had any form of negative experience growing up as far as speaking in front of an audience. If this is the case, if you were 9 years old when you learned your fear of public speaking, but you're an adult now, I need to ask you, why are you letting that 9-year-old still run your life? Why are you letting an experience that happened many years ago affect your life in the here and now? Ask yourself for evidence. What is the evidence that I'm not a good public speaker? Have I ever failed miserably and people started to throw tomatoes and fruit? Has that ever happened? Have you ever been booed off of stage? Boo, boo, boo. Where people told you, get out. Has that ever happened? Or was it that one day you gave a speech and maybe somebody wasn't paying that much attention? Or maybe somebody wasn't engaged the way they should have been? Understand that when you're speaking in front of an audience, many times you cannot control every single person in that auditorium or in that group. You don't control them. That control belongs to the audience, and you will never have that much control over them. All you can do is go out there and be yourself and give it your all, and just get out there, put yourself out there, and find out for yourself that you are good enough. Every day, anytime you ever need to communicate with another person and you feel that hesitation, that fear in your heart, you need to tell yourself, I am good enough as I am. You don't need to improve your vocal technique. You don't need to reduce your ahs or ums. You don't need to be this or that. You are good enough as you are right now. All you need to do is show up and step up and give that speech that you know you could give. Now, on the flip side, there's a different part or a different problem as far as your self-esteem or self-image. It's a flip side. There are people that think very highly of themselves, and this could be you. Most of the time, that's a good thing, but sometimes that's a very bad thing. If you think that you're so perfect, that you're so good, that you're untouchable, why would you want to expose yourself to a situation where you could theoretically be proven to be wrong? People with big egos oftentimes don't want to take risks because they are afraid of bruising that fragile ego. They're afraid to take risks because they never want to find out that they are less than the image that they've made of themselves. And this doesn't just happen with beginners. This can also happen to seasoned professional speakers, people that have been speaking for years, have a great track record, and one day they decide for whatever reason, oh, I have a great track record, I've done so good in the past, I don't want to ruin it by getting up there and giving a speech that's less than perfect. And they stop speaking. They stop putting themselves out there. They stop taking risks for fear of bruising that ego. The problem with this is that only small men make no mistakes. Big men, people that have moved the world, Thomas Edison, Colonel Sanders, people that have moved the world have made mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake. If you're not succeeding at the level that you want to succeed in life, you haven't made enough mistakes. And if you're not willing to take a risk, if you're not willing to find out that maybe you're not as perfect as you are, there's no way that you're going to be able to grow and prosper and expand yourself as a public speaker. So if you ever find yourself in a situation where you're afraid to expose yourself to criticism, to feedback, to just getting out there and letting the audience give you honest feedback, if you ever feel that resistance, even if you've done good in other areas of your life, you know that's where you need to push forward. That's the signal that you need to get out there, destroy the ego, because there's no other way that you're going to improve yourself as a speaker, as a communicator, as anything else you want to be in your life. So remember these 2 points. 1, get out there. Take risks. Take as many risks as possible to become the best person you could possibly be. And 2, you are good enough as you are. There's no need for improvement. You're good enough as you are. Get out there and show the world what you can do. And stick with the program. Toastmasters will work for you. Remember, you can do it.